Write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. Welcome back to our channel. This is me Priyanka conducting news analysis of 11th December 2021. India successfully flight tests helicopter launched SANT missile. The indigenously designed and developed helicopter launched standoff anti tank missile has the ability to neutralize targets in a range up to 10 kilometers. The slow motion video released by the DRDO shows the SANT missile getting launched from a helicopter and precisely striking the target. The Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) and Indian Air Force (IAF) on Saturday successfully flight tested the Standoff anti-tank missile from Pokhran Range. The indigenously designed and developed helicopter-launched missile has the ability to neutralize targets in a range of up to 10 kilometers. It is equipped with the state-of-art millimeter wave seeker which provides high-precision strike capability from a safe distance. The Ministry of Defense said in a statement that the flight test achieved all of its mission objectives. It added the release mechanism, advanced guidance and tracking algorithms, all avionics with integrated software, performed satisfactorily, and tracking systems monitored all mission events. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh congratulated the team associated with the mission. The slow motion video released by the DRDO shows that the SANT missile getting launched from a helicopter and precisely striking the target. Serious chopper crash. Six more bodies identified, sent home in a special flight. The 13 people killed in the crash included India's first Chief of Defence Staff, CDS General Bipin Rawat, his wife Madhulika Raja Singh Rawat, and the CDS's Defence Assistant, Brigadier LS Leader, Lieutenant Colonel Singh. One of the four soldiers whose body is yet to be identified was Rawat's staff officer. The Indian Army personnel paid tribute to late Lance Nayak Sai Teja at Yelahanka Air Base in Bengaluru on Saturday. Lance Nayak Sai Teja lost his life along with the CDS General Bipin Rawat and the other defense personnel in IAF chopper crash near Kunuru in Tamil Nadu on Wednesday. The bodies of six more soldiers among the 13 people killed in the December 8 Kunuru crash were identified and sent to their hometowns on Saturday for last rites. Officials familiar with the development said that the personnel whose bodies have been identified are Wing Commander Prithvi Singh Chauhan and the pilot of Mi-17V5 that crashed, Squadron Leader Kuldeep Singh and the co-pilot Junior Warrant Officer Rana Pratap Das, Junior Warrant Officer Arakkal Pradeep, Lance Nayak Vivek Kumar and Lance Nayak Sai Teja. Their mortal remains were flown to Agra, Pilani, Bhubaneswar, Sulur, Gagal, and Bengaluru respectively. Four families are still waiting for the mortal remains of their loved ones to be identified. These soldiers are Lieutenant Colonel Harjinder Singh, Havaldar Satpal Rai, and Nayak Gursevak Singh and Nayak Jitendra Kumar. The 13 people killed in the crash included India's first Chief of Defence General Bipin Rawat, Lieutenant Colonel Singh. One of the four soldiers whose body is yet to be identified was Rawat's staff officer. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin completes third space flight with six-member crew. The stubby white spacecraft, with a round tip, blasted off into clear blue skies over West Texas for a roughly 11-minute trip to just beyond the internationally recognized boundary of space, 62 miles high. A Blue Origin New Shepard rocket lifts off with a crew of six, including Laura Shepard Churchley, the daughter of the first American space Alan Shepard, for whom the spacecraft is named, from launch site 1 in West Texas, US. The Jeff Bezos Blue Origin company blasted its third private crew into space on Saturday. The six-member crew hooted with glee as they unblocked to enjoy a few minutes of weightlessness. "I have never seen anything like that," one unidentified crew member said as Blue Origin live streamed the flight. The capsule quickly returned to the Earth for a gentle parachute landing in the desert, kicking up a cloud of dust at touchdown. Laura Shepard Churchley, whose father, Alan Shepard, became the first American to travel to space in 1961, flew as a gift of Blue Origin. The company's suborbital rocket is in fact named New Shepard in the honor of pioneering astronaut. Despite Omicron scare, India to be among few economies to rebound strongly by the Ministry of Finance. Initial evidence suggests that the Omicron is expected to be less severe and more so with the increasing pace of vaccination, the ministry said. Even as concerns over the new coronavirus disease variant Omicron persists, with the country thus far logging nearly 3 dozen cases of the variant first reported from the South Africa. The Ministry of Finance has said that the India will be among only a few economies to rebound strongly from the COVID-19 induced contraction of 2020 to 2021. India is among the few countries that have the recovered growth, 4 consecutive quarters of growth amid COVID 19, reflecting the resilience of the Indian economy. The recovery was driven by a revival in services, full recovery in manufacturing, and sustained growth in agricultural sectors. The ministry said that its monthly economic review news agency PTI reported. The recovery suggests kick-starting of the investment cycle supported by the surging vaccination coverage and the efficient economic management activating the macro and micro drives of growth. The reporter further mentioned as India also has the scare of Omicron, but India to be among few economies to rebound strongly. Russia says not planning to attack Ukraine, adds problem is very simple. The recent actions of the Kremlin signaling intention to invade Ukraine prompted US President Joe to hold discussions with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin over a secure telephone call last Tuesday. Russia is not planning an attack on Ukraine, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said that after US intelligence officials determined that Moscow could launch a military offensive against its neighboring country as soon as early 2022, reported news agency ANI. The recent actions of Russia signaling an intention to invade Ukraine prompted US President Joe to hold discussions with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin over a secure telephone call last Tuesday. The concern over possible invasion of Ukraine has further grown as Russia continues to deploy more troops in the border areas. In an interview with Greek TV channel ANT1, that Russia can move its forces wherever it wants. Referring to US warplanes landing in Ukraine, the Kremlin spokesperson said that the troops have been moved closer to the areas that could pose a threat to national security. When asked whether Putin was planning to launch a military offensive against Russia, Eskov said no, the problem is very simple. Russia is moving its forces within its territory. We can move our forces in any direction we want and closer to the areas that could pose a threat. We see US warplanes landing in Ukraine and US military equipment approaching our borders, he added, as quoted by ANI. Last week, Biden said he was coordinating with European allies to make it very, very difficult for the Russian president to attack Ukraine. What am I doing is putting together what I believe to be will be the most comprehensive and meaningful set of initiatives to make it very, very difficult for Mr. Putin to go ahead and do what people are worried he may do, Biden told to the reporters. Thank you for spending your valuable time in this news analysis.